Hello, yo, what's up, guitar people? Today I'm tackling the topic of seconds applied to arpeggios, which is kind of a cool, it's one of the coolest ways to play arpeggios. Paganini does it a lot, so does a lot of classical guys, but the basic idea really is just to take any arpeggio. So in this case we'll take an A arpeggio, and it's to sort of play it two notes at a time in reverse. So in other words, we have A, C sharp, E, right? We'll play it like C sharp to A, and then we go up to the next two notes, E to C sharp, and then keep going like that. A, E, C sharp, A, E, C sharp, A, E. And of course minor. And going backwards, you would play on A major, C sharp, up to E, then down to A, C sharp, E, A, that kind of thing. And on guitar, there's kind of two ways to do it. One is to have the notes like each be on a different string, which is what I'm starting out with showing. So we have the C sharp here and the A there, separate strings. And then another way to do it is to have the notes be on the same string. So in that case, the C sharp and A could be done like that on the same string, and then you'd find the E and the C sharp, and then the A and E. That was kind of a stretch. C sharp, A. But you can do it almost like a pent, like two notes. Like pent has two notes per string. Anytime something has two notes per string, I kind of just think of it as like a pent kind of thing. But so you can do that with the arpeggios. Seconds. Make patterns out of it. Alright, so let's get to the tab. What I have written out in tab, the best way to get this down is just to see examples, and it works too with seventh arpeggios, and then you can also get into more complicated situations, which I'll get into a little bit, where you add more tensions, more and more tensions. But we're starting out in tab with an A major. This is a movable position, so we're starting from the A on the sixth string. So for any major, you just find the note, and we're going right up to the 12th fret, and then backwards. And then to make it minor, we just flat the third, and it's the same kind of fingering. Now the one thing about this is probably noteworthy is there's this one spot where it's a big stretch, and that's when you're going from the A back to the E. Right there. So if you try to do that on one string, that's when you get that stretch. And even on separate strings, that's the hardest part, because it ends up being on the same fret. So we got 4, 5, 7, 4, and now it's double 7. 7 on the 4th and 7 on the 5th. So the trick is how to get that. And I'm using my middle two fingers. Third finger on the A, and then on the E, second finger. Like that. The rest is pretty easy. Same with the A minor. Same fingering. Whoops. But once you get used to that, those two middle fingers, the rest falls into place pretty easily. So I got an A major written out, the A minor, and then I have an E minor written out, which crosses from this E minor position into a position right below it. So here, on the top three strings, we're playing a little E minor, and then we're sliding down to the same shape, 4 frets down, same lick. And this also is an E minor 7, because I'm putting the D in there. And then we'll get into some other 7th arpeggios too at the end. Let me see what else I got. Now, next I have written out a variation on A minor. So this fingering I did in the beginning, that's a really good way to play it if you're just playing the 1-3-5. But this is a variation that's playing, instead of playing the C like this, the A C E. I'm taking this direction more like an A pentatonic, but that's because I'm including different tensions in there on the way up. So we got the major 7, the 9, the D, the 11. So it's this concept of seconds, but we're kind of switching between the arpeggio and the scale, So the point is just to illustrate that you don't have to stick to just arpeggio tones on your way up. You can experiment without adding all kinds of, any other notes from the scale and come up with different licks. And then finally I have what I played in the beginning is the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 measures of All the Things You Are. What I played, I don't have it written out exactly, but I have the basic idea. So we start with an F minor 7. To a B minor, just a straight B minor, no 7th. And then here's a dominant 7. And dominant 7s lay out really nicely for seconds. And then A major 7, actually just an A major, there's no major 7. That's the same as the A, just down a half step. Then here's a D major 7. This is a good way to do it if you're playing out off of the 5th string root major chord. Takes us to a G7. Now on this G7, I have it written out like this. Which is going up the G7 arpeggio, but then again I'm throwing in some scale tones from the Lydian flat 7, just to illustrate, how you can create some different lines. And then we find that G7 takes us to C major 7. So there, again, I'm using some different tensions. In that case, it's a C major 7, C major, and I'm just playing a G chord on top of it, so you get a C major and 9. So that is seconds. Rather than scale seconds, where you play playing every other note like that. You're applying the same concept but to arpeggios. And you can sit down and there's so many fingering possibilities. You know, you can, like I said, you can do two. Sometimes you can combine arpeggios where you do maybe the first couple of notes are all on separate strings. Like here's a C, E, C, G, E, C. Or let's do the C here. So we started out by playing notes on separate strings, and then for the ending part, I'm keep putting two notes per string. So the fingerings are just endless. You know, you can sit down and work out what you feel, you know, the most comfortable fingerings are, and then work on those, and or just try every position and practice it to see how it, you know, it's. I love the sound of arpeggios playing them like that. But usually in a classical piece, you hear violins played a lot. Whenever a violin tends to play a second run, I'll always, you know, say, hey, what was that? Transcribe it or try and find the score. And it usually turns out that it's some type of seconds run. In classical, they tend to stick to the 1-4-5 more strict, you know. So that'd be an A minor. But you can start adding the, you know, like I said, start adding the 7. Different groups of notes. But the basic seconds are one of the coolest arpeggio tricks. So that's it for that. But you know, that's a long-term project getting this stuff down. I'm still working on it myself. So try applying it to any arpeggios, and any questions on that, let me know. Check it out. It's a cool device, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for